you know.
What's bold?
Yeah, what is bold? Good question. What is bold, Rick?
Bold is lead generation on steroids.
I heard it was 100 contacts a week.
I think they bumped it up. I think it's 150. Well, you include all of them, and it's one every week you have to come back with your contacts, and you're part of the team. So if you want to lead generate and actually make money, Bold, 70% of people that attend
Keep
Bold.
100 contacts a week consistently, and then continue to also build. I started in Bold 6 weeks after I started as an agent. I repeat Bold once every 6 months regularly because it changes my business that much.
Right.
And I have tried different ways of doing Bold. I go out of the county, so I have referral opportunities, and I've also done Bold. Actually, now I look for Bold opportunities because I'm looking to continue to build talent on my team. So I think no matter what level you're at, if you decide to do Bold, it will change the way you do business. It's also the amount of accountability you have is very high. And if you do everything you're asked to do, there's no way you cannot be successful in this business.
Okay, let's get to our new agent welcomes. So let's bring up Johnny and Alicia. And Johnny is actually just right here. Come on up, Johnny. And Alicia, come on. Both of you guys. So they're a team, and we recently signed them. They came from another brokerage, and they just were onboarded this week. And so go ahead and introduce yourselves to the group.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm Johnny Adude. I'm super excited to be here and work with all of you guys. I hope to close a lot of deals, and looking forward to it. Alicia's our right-hand woman, and she's helping hold down the fort.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Alicia?
we're super excited to be here. Johnny and I currently work with first-time home buyers and new developers. So if you're looking for new development, we are your go-to.
And pretty much your guys' business is based around the west side, right?
A lot of business on the west side, like 80-20 residential versus multifamily. Work with about 13 developers. Got a lot of stuff in construction right now. So if you guys are looking for any profits, let us know. If you have teardowns, let us know.
Yep.
And then we have the retail side of our business too. So.
And I think you came out with a splash with your emails, right? I did the work, right? And so everybody got tacos and margaritas yesterday, Tuesday for his open. There was a lot of our there was a lot of our agents that came to enjoy. So he's a great agent. Introduce yourselves, make him feel welcome. Let's give him a hand, okay? So you're coming on board and you joined Linda Ferrara's team.
I did join Linda Ferrara's team. She's not here right now, obviously.
She's at an inspection.
Yeah, she's at an inspection.
Okay, apologies.
Yes. I took my classes here this last year with Veronica, and got my license this summer and get my feet wet in the business. I'm working part-time as a dental hygienist in El Segundo and trying to transition out of that and full-time into those things. So.
Amazing, guys.
Happy
Give
to be here.
her a hand. So William recently got his license, and we chatted 10 months ago, and he was like, next time I call you, I'm going to have my test passed. And sure enough, about a month ago, he calls me on the way, I'm driving home from the test. I passed my test.
He was the first call I made.
Right.
I just took the test on October 29th.
Yeah.
It was hard as hell. I, at one point, thought I was going to cry at the computer, but there was too many people around. And I was like, I can't. I got to do this for my mom and dad. So I pushed through, and I made it. I came to this office because I had a great experience with Mr. Joseph. I bought my first house.
Yeah. Congratulations, give a hand. Joseph was listening.
He was a listing agent. My very close friend, Stephanie, she works at the Calabasas office. She was my buyer's agent. I had a great experience. My house, I love my house. Then I had another great experience with Miss Veronica. And then I met another lady, Miss Bernadine Moore. She's out of Playa Vista. She was an excellent source of information. And so because of those experiences that I had, that's what brought me here to this office. Plus this office is real cool, contemporary, it matches my style.
So you're super excited to be here.
I'm excited. I actually took this test. I took the test like many eons ago. I know I look young, But I took it like when I was 20-something in Ohio. And I failed miserably. And my mother and father, God rest their soul, they said, you'll get it next time, you'll get it next time. So 20-something odd years later, in California, Los Angeles, I got it.
So tell everybody about yourself.
So I'm new to the business. I still don't know what I'm doing yet, so I'm trying to figure it all out.
Honesty's good.
Yeah. I work full time with lawyers, so I'm slowly trying to transition out there.
Yep.
And
Let's give her a big hand, guys. Thank you. Welcome.
Hi.
Yes, so Nicole, you're working with Luke, right?
I'm working with Luke Jones.
Yes.
I come from 20 years in the software industry, so I'm really interested in getting some smart marketing done. I have a marketing background in software, and I love this office. It's super high energy, some amazing performers, awesome leadership, and Karma and all the training you guys have done. I've only joined 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, feel like I've been, through the ropes already. It's awesome.
Good.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Give her a So Maxwell, live in Westchester, came from Real Estate Consultants.
Correct.
And so tell everybody about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a native Angelino. I went to UCLA and LMU.
Yeah.
My focus is going to be Westchester and getting more KW signs. I've got a target on Compass. I want to see less Compass signs. That's right. Wow, yeah, you said it. So, yeah. Awesome. All right.
Let's welcome them, guys. Here in this office. You guys all know him. Nick's been a special part of our office for about 2 years. I mean, right when I got here was about when you got started. And I remember, and I feel like we talk every week about your business, and certainly the farming program that you're doing has been an integral part, but your story is much bigger than that. So let's give him a hand. Come on up. So Nick's a capper this year, and it's the first time. So tell us a little bit about your story, your journey. I want to, make sure everybody understands.
Yeah, sure. So I spent about a decade in the technology industry. I got tired of working for somebody else. I always worked really hard, had a lot of different ideas. I wanted to build my own business. So I quit my nice, comfortable job to become a real estate agent. I didn't have any sales experience, but thankfully, with all the support of this office, all the classes, Bold, Ignite, Armis classes, all the scripts that James does and everything, you guys were able to teach me some basic sales stuff. I still have a lot to learn. I've been doing it for a little over a year and a half now. I finally capped, and that feels really good. Feels really good, and yeah, I'm just gonna keep up the grind, keep my systems going.
And how many months do you have left in your anniversary?
I think 3 to 4.
3 to 4, right? So that's going to be great. And what's your pipeline look like right now? You have some business that's coming up, right?
Yeah, so I have a new listing in Silver Lake that's going to hit this weekend, or this Friday at around 1.4. Absolutely gorgeous. If anybody has any buyers living in Silver Lake, really nice views. And I have another 2 listings signed for next year for a total of $8.3 million coming up in Venice and Hollywood Hills.
So that's just after the cap, right? So that's just the escrow. So that's great. So it's almost enough. It's more than enough to cap again.
Yeah.
Except you're going to be capped, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. Okay. So anybody that would like to talk to Nick to figure out a little bit more of the secrets, you were in our mentor program as well, right?
Yeah,
Jerry was your
Jerry,
mentor.
absolutely.
And you completed that program, did the 3 deals, and now you're a big, bad professional real estate agent.
I don't feel like it, but
What does Nick do to get business since he was a brand new agent?
What do you do there to your business?
So there's a lot of different ways to prospect. Everybody has their own way. For me, if I'm on the phone, then I normally just want to get off the phone as quickly as possible because I don't especially like cold calling. But I'm more of a big door knocker. I like to go out, have face-to-face conversations with somebody. Go out there, be able to shake their hand, look them in the eye, get to know them. I'm a little bit of an introvert, so that can be really tough, especially going out there, meeting everybody face-to-face. But you set goals where you have to go out there, you have to, hit your numbers. And
What are your numbers? What kind of numbers do you do?
Like your contacts.
Contacts every day.
Yeah, so roughly 20 a day, 100 a week. Just kind of the basics. I start scripts practice at 7:30 in the morning. Calling expires by 8. Call follow up at 8:30. Depending on what else is going on, I'll try to start door knocking at either 10 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Normally try to be out door knocking from 4 to 7. if possible, depending on the light. It's dark by 5 now, so we started a lot earlier, but just go out there, you meet people. It takes a long time. It's not easy. It's a tough business, but if you follow the systems, you go to Bold, you do everything, you'll be able to build a business.
I mean, he's a poster child for it. He was, when I got here, he wasn't doing any business, and now it's like you have this business. I mean, that's what you are. You're a business owner of a business, right? East of Lincoln, people know his name. We actually had a referral that came in, and the person asked for you directly when I spoke to them over the phone. They're like, this guy, Nick Hedberg, I see a lot of his signs. I was like, yep, we can get you with him, no problem. So, I mean, that's because of your, the open houses, all the signs that you're putting out, getting that brand recognition. So, yeah, this is a great moment. We're going to take a picture. Does anybody have any questions for him? It's an amazing story, and he's got a lot more to go. The ramp is very big for him. Anybody? Okay, good. All right,
Good.
Let's give him a hand.
We talk about it a lot, but mentorship. If you're new or even starting over, you've had your life for a while, you want to restart your career here. If you've done 3 closings or less, we really recommend you join the mentorship program. We want to get you up to speed, educated, capable, able to do this on your own. And a lot of the mistakes that you could make without a mentor are definitely going to be worth the program. So I know some people have concerns about splitting commissions, but as soon as you run into an issue, as soon as you need our attorneys or E&O because you made a mistake, that commission you would have saved is gone, plus some. So this is really to help you, especially in a shifting market. We want to make sure people keep the momentum they have someone to have conversations with, feedback, new ideas, but it's really to benefit you guys. So if you haven't closed at least 3 deals, talk to me, talk to Mark, we'll find a mentor for you. The best fit for you. We want you to interview with all the mentors we have available, and you pick the one that you want to work with. You're not bound to any one mentor, okay? We really want to encourage that. Legal issues. So shifting market. We're going to see a lot more new stuff, new problems, things we're not used to dealing with. The best thing I can recommend is if you sense something out of the ordinary is happening, or something you're not familiar with, something you're concerned about, ask me first. We have attorney support if I can't answer the question for you. But the way to minimize problems is to be proactive and get in front of them. So don't wait till it blows up and you've said all these things you shouldn't have said. Come to me first as soon as you get a hint of something going sideways. That's what I'm here for, okay?
So I have a comment on that. So as the market has shifted and as we go into this new market, which is a buyer's market, you're going to get a lot of con artists out there, unfortunately, because people come out of the woodworks with creative things that your seller's desperate, you're desperate to make a commission because you need to pay your bills. So everyone's on the desperate mode, and these con artists know that, okay? We had a situation in one of my offices where they came in, property had been on the market for 9 months, seller couldn't take it anymore. The guy said, I went to the agent and said, I'm going to let you represent me. I want you to get all the commission. And everything was going great except for one thing. He says, the only way I'll do this deal is if you use my escrow company. And they said, okay, yeah, okay, anything you say. Went and used their escrow company. Didn't check the escrow company that he actually owned the escrow company also. Right when the money was transferred from title to the escrow company, he was on the first plane to Korea. Whoa. So guess what happened? Seller was left with transfer of title, and no property and no money. Got it? And the agent got how much money in commission? 0. So just know if your gut says there's something wrong or it sounds too good to be true, it's going to be. And trust me, it will come. In 2009, I was with my 3 offices. I was getting 12 litigations a week. Okay, I would get them stacked every week, and I would just sit one evening and go through them because I get it. You need the money. You need to pay your bills. But to go into a deal and put your sellers at risk or your buyers at risk for something that's never going to close is not going to help you pay your bills. And all it's going to do is suck up more of your time that you don't have to fight the litigation. just being very, very wary this next couple of years.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of stuff. If it's too good to be true, it sounds really good. Your gut tells you there's something wrong. Run or go to Dominic.
That's right. Another shout out, Luke had something yesterday for the fires. You had a client, right, that wanted to raise rent by 20% because of the
I don't want
fires.
to shame them, but basically a client said we'd like to raise the rent on our Malibu home by 20%.
Overnight because of the fires, right? Which is
And so obviously I was like, no, but then I called Mark right away and just said, just want to make sure the office has my back. And then I called the client this morning and said that, 2 reasons. One is insurance purposes, the consequences could be really bad for everybody, but also just from a moral standpoint, we don't condone it. And she said that she would call me back. I mean, I don't know what that means. But anyway, I CC'd Dominic on the email, and we just got to be.
So you can actually lose your license.
Yeah, you can get. exactly. It's a law.
Yeah, in fact, we have a person.
We had somebody that happened to. Yeah, exactly. So if it doesn't sound right, think twice. Okay.
So to wrap up, we do business in a lot of cities. Different cities have different selling requirements. We're all familiar with 9A. Some cities have a pre-sale inspection. So if you're doing business somewhere you're not familiar with, just check. Our escrow office is a good resource to figure out which cities have different requirements, because a lot of timing issues occur with city involvement in a sale.
So what are those requirements? What does that mean? Expand on that.
Compton has their own city inspection. Carson does.
So what does that mean? Like literally what happens? They send an inspector?
Yes. You have to gain access to the property. A city representative has to come down, inspect. You may have to make corrections to the property in order to complete the sale.
Don't you have to have a license to do business? You have to take out
Some of them also.
Yes, and some cities require us to have our own business license
Yes.
to sell a property in that city.
Compton and Carson are those examples of those, and we have a license with our brokerage because we've done deals there. So yeah, you want to check those requirements.
Okay, so new listing, new city for you. Just be aware of that and check on it. Okay? Thank you guys.
So Courtney is also now a loan officer here in this office. She's probably going to get another office that she'll be servicing, but for now she's going to be here with us. So you can bring her business, you can bring me business. We're not sharing the business. We're both separate loan officers, just like if you were working with a different realtor, 2 realtors, separate. Okay, so we're really excited for Courtney, so please ask her any questions. Yay! So we also wanted to let you know about the market. Everybody's worried about the market, and for good reason, right? Rates in just the last 2 months have increased 0.375. Okay, so it's over a point from this time last year where we were. So 1.25 from last year. And rates now, if you guys are rating on your contract, what's the rate going to be? You always want to have that a little bit because the rates are moving up. So if people still think rates are in the 3s, tell them it's definitely not. All your friends. I still have people calling me, what do you mean 5%? I'm like, listen, okay? Buying a house is like buying a car, right? It's all about the payment. If someone said to you that you could buy a $2 million house for $1,500 a month, I would get it. I don't care, right? I'll take it. I don't care what the rate is, right? Give it to me. So it's just selling them the payment. Tell them the rate doesn't matter. It's just what is the payment they feel comfortable with that they can afford to get them into the house, okay? So don't get so wrapped up into where the Fed's going and is your client going to get the best rate. It's just about the payment. Get them that house. As long as they can make that payment, they will get that appreciation over time. Okay? We are expecting a few more rate hikes for 2019, just like we had this year, 3 to 4. And then refinances are still way better than to do put any debt on credit cards. So if you have clients that have a lot of credit card debt and they own a house, it may be a good idea for them to consolidate those. And then, do you want to talk about that? Okay.
Let's see.
I'll go ahead and pass it out.
Yes, I can go back. I'll see. Thank you. Okay,
Sure.
so when you hit this, you'll see that it says on one side it'll say if we were to wait to buy and if we were to buy right now. Now a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to wait, the market will get better and over time. If you look at these 2 payments, if you were to buy in November 2018 versus May 2019, your payment would only be $1,000 different. So a lot of people think it's better to wait, but really with the rates continuing to go up, you're really not saving anything because that difference in
if you guys want this, we can co-brand it for you, however you want. I wrote on there, it's a $10,000 difference in down payment on that same house if the house were to decrease that much. I don't know, but we'll doubt it. But just to give them a comparison, the payment's exactly the same.
Thanks to cover. We do have a co-star class tomorrow. This is going to be right after. This is going to be right after Sam's class from 1:30 to 2:30. Co-stars for anybody and LoopNet for anybody who's looking to do commercial business. Okay, so we are held to a standard with this company that if anybody's even thinking about doing anything commercial, that's the platform to use. It's like the MLS for commercial transactions. Think of it like that. And it's zero option. So if at any point interested in doing commercial, you'll come to this class, you're going to understand what the cost is going to be. It's a mandatory cost, it's around $320 a month, and it's going to be for $375 for 12 months. So that's about $4,000 for the year, okay? So that's a hard cost, not something you can negotiate. But we will have Jules, she'll be here to walk everybody through the system, what the benefits are, how to find property on it, how to comp property on it, how to do everything on it. That's for anything commercial. That could be apartment buildings, retail space, industrial, leases. You know, commercial's a broad umbrella, right? So if you're interested, come look at that. CoStar owns LoopNet, just so you know, so you can't go on LoopNet for free. I'm sorry?
And they own apartments.
And apartments.com. So anything that you do commercial online, they track. Okay? They track you through your IP, they track you through your login, everything. So it's
They make the IRS look easy.
Yeah. Yes, they do. And they've I don't even want to get into all the negotiating that we've done, but it's been substantial. But so you know, and I guess just our message, just sometimes people think they can just dip their toe into commercial. The way that I look at it, either refer the business out. We have, you know, MVP and there's other people in Keller Williams that do plenty of commercial that you can get a referral on, or come to this, see what it looks like. You're probably going to see like, hey, maybe this isn't something that I want to, you know, experience, because again, that cost is there. So, any questions on that? While we have a class title, How to Strategically Farm in a Shifting Market. Very good title. Matt does really good title work with Fidelity. That's going to be Friday at 11 a.m. in this office. So for those that are looking to build a farm, great class to go to, okay? Also, on Monday, I'm going to be teaching Shift. We're going to be doing Tactic 5, Lead Capture and Conversion. This is going to be a good class. It's going to be a lot of scripts. As you guys know, the Shift book, I feel, is an amazing contribution to how we sell. It's not just in a Shift. It's actually got a lot of great stuff in it. I'm going to spend the weekend re-going through the material. I've already read the book, but the teaching material is a lot more in depth, and we're going to cover this stuff in depth. It's going to be for 1 hour, and starting at 12 o'clock. Okay? So anybody that's new or that's in the business trying to get geared up for what we're going through, this is going to be a great class. We're continuing these classes. Rick's taught some, Panos has taught some, Marty, myself. Okay? All right. Also, we're going to have career night with Veronica. I'll be there November 26th. This is next week at 7 p.m. So this is a time that we have our students that go to the class. That's taught by Realty Training California Realty Training, to come by and get exposed to the office, to see what we offer. If any of you guys have referrals of people that are interested in the business, send them by. We ask a lot of questions to the new agents. You all remember when you were there.
If they don't have their license, if they're not even licensed yet,
that's right.
they're not even in the process. Anybody that's interested in real estate.
Anybody interested. Also, maybe if you have somebody that wants to be an assistant and you're thinking about them being in the business, okay, same thing, have them come by. Okay, Veronica is an amazing, this is a great time to get to know us, right?
Yes, and so it's 2 weeks. It's not next Monday, it's the
Risk
following.
management class. This is with our attorneys, Spile, Leff, and Gore. And this is our backing.
It's mandatory.
This is a mandatory class. This is going to be on the 28th, so not next week, but the week after at 1 o'clock. We'd like everybody to come. Jeff Kahn's going to be speaking. He's going to be going over a dozen keys to help you avoid legal problems. Okay, so this is going to be good for your contracts. It's good for listings and for buyers. That's from the data.
So how can you mandate if I'm an independent contractor?
Good question. Think of a mandate like this. If you want to grow your business and you want to avoid problems in your business, okay, you should come to this class. And we're all here in the
The only thing that we can mandate is a legal class. So that's the answer. Sorry.
Trick question.
Trick question. It was a trick question. Yeah, the only requirement that we can require is a legal class.
I think as a side note, for those who do not know, Jeff is one
About 80 RSVPs so far on our e-bike. This is going to be an amazing evening. Casa del Mar. Everybody know where that is? Santa Monica, yes. It's going to be downstairs. We're going to have live music. We're going to have great, fantastic gifts to raffle. Not just physical gifts, but a how should we put this? I don't want to say exactly what it is, but it's like an experience. We're going to be selling. We're going to be raffling an experience, okay? Not just like a thing, like an iPad or something. So that's going to be great, although we're going to have things too. And we're going to have music. Everybody remember the party last year? That was a great party, wasn't it? We had a good time last year, yes.
We'll talk a little bit about our current marketplace. So, how many people think we're in a shift? We're going in, wait, first of all, let me ask you a question. How many people think we're going into a shift? How many people think we're in the shift? Yay! Awesome. So, how many people doubt we're in the shift? How many people doubt that we're in the shift? Yeah, good. That's a good office. So, the shift is, we're just shifting to a what? Buyer's market, right? So when it becomes a buyer's market, we have a market again, right? So it's during the shift that we have the gap. So what do agents normally do during a shift?
Freak out.
Yeah, they freak out, they run home, they hide their head in the pillow, and they stay home and watch TV, and then, oh, the fires are going on, so that's what I'm going to do today. Because I don't have any business, so why should I go to the office? Or why should I go lead generate because there's no business? And, oh, it's already the holidays, so nobody's going to be selling, so I'm not going to do any business. This is the time to really come out and do the business. I'm telling you guys, there's so many opportunities. When do you think buyers and sellers are thinking about buying a new home or selling their new home? They discuss it when? During the holidays, at the end of the year. And so the first week of January is an amazing lead generation time. Why? Because they talked about it, and you're the first one to knock on the door. You're the first one to call them. But unfortunately, we're really busy real estate agents, and we're really busy with parties. So parties come first. And so unfortunately, you don't get to go to those parties the next year if you're not doing any business. So just remember to schedule your parties not around your lead generation. Schedule your lead generation around your parties. Maybe lead generate at your party. But the bottom line is, don't go home. Don't run home. The TV is not your friend. Like we tell our sellers, days on market are not your friend. The TV is not your friend. It's not going to make you money. Russell and I go out every morning now, and we hit our entire farm. Okay? How many opportunities have we had each time we've gone out? At least 3 opportunities. Just being out in the street. He walks up to people that are walking their dog and says, hello. What are you doing? And then he starts talking to them, and I'm like, hi, I'm Rick. I'm like, why would you just walk up to people? But he does. And that's how we get opportunities. So, if I'm out there lead generating, guess what? And I'm an old man. You guys can. You guys are young. You guys are full of energy. You can do it too. That's my pitch for let's keep the production going. So we've done an amazing job in October. Our market share, you guys saw it on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you hopefully saw it on Instagram, or if it's on Instagram. But we are definitely have taken over the marketplace. Alta Pardee last month didn't even come close to us. So congratulations. The only reason we do that is because you guys are out there hitting the pavement. You're actually out there working and doing your job.
Earlier today, I was perusing Tammy's website. That website had a video on it, embedded on it, that I watched, and I had never seen that before. And that must have predated the ownership change of this office, because she was saying on that video that we have 55 people on our team, and I was a competitor that had almost 400 before, right? And we have a 10% market share, and that competitor has only 5% market share. So last year, for those of you who haven't heard this before, last year we ended the year with only $2 million above Tammy's total volume.
And Tammy's our closest competitor, just FYI, Remax, nobody comes close to us.
Right. This year we were going back and forth all the way through August, and then September we pulled away with a gigantic 40 million gap, and that on top of now October is another 32 for a total of 72 million. That's gigantic. We're never going to be looking back again. Now we are the #1 office.
And when you're #1, you can never take your foot off the what?
Why? Because everybody wants
to beat you. So this is, everyone looks up to it. So.
But the reason why this is important is because it's happening at this time of the year, and it just so happens next week is Thanksgiving. It's very significant, I think, for all of us to recognize that just like you wouldn't go to a very fine restaurant on your own to have dinner, it's always more fun to be surrounded by people that you like and whose company you enjoy. It's the same thing here. We're all doing it together. Nobody's working on this, goal alone. And therefore, since we're all doing it together, we need to thank ourselves. We need to thank you for everything that you've done this past year to surpass this monumental benchmark figure on our goal to crossing the $1 billion mark in sales in 2019. So thank you very, very much.
The only way we do this is by having people assist us in doing it. No one succeeds alone. And we couldn't have done it without Mark, with our amazing staff. So I'm very thankful for everyone that makes this work, and without all of you. So thank you guys.
Thank you.